Hey YouTube, Sergeant Savinelli. So this is my second installment in my Good Eats segment. Tonight I'm going to be sharing with all of you a very, very old recipe, real easy to make, simple to make. Generally a breakfast thing. Could be any time of the day, anytime you're in the mood for it. An old peasant, Southern Italian peasant favorite called Vecchi. Now, Vecchi, translated into English, just means the old. And what they are is some really old school, old-fashioned pancakes. And not like the Aunt Jemima that you're thinking of, or the Bisquick or any. These are so much better and so much different. So what you're going to need for this recipe is real simple. Any kind of all-purpose white flour will do the trick. You're going to need some water. You're going to need some salt. You're going to need some extra virgin olive oil. And you're going to need some raisins. So you're going to take your flour, and again, listen, I'm not going to tell you, use a cup of this, use a dash of that, a thing of this. It's all based on how much you want to make and what it tastes like to you, all right? Personal preference. So take your flour, put some water in it, all right? And you're going to mix that up loose. I mean water loose, okay? Get it in there, put a lot of water in there. The looser, the better. And you'll see why when you go to cook them. Mix it all in there really good. Throw some salt in there, okay, to your taste. I generally don't use a lot of salt. There's only very few things that I will actually add salt to. Not a big salt person. From you know, everything, just about everything that we eat, everything we cook with, already has salt in it. So for me, I was never a salt guy. If you're a salt person, go ahead, sprinkle it in. You do need a little bit for this recipe because it does add to the flavor of it, obviously, or I wouldn't tell you to put it in there. So once you get that all mixed up nice, put a little bit of olive oil in a pan, in a frying pan, just a, you know, whatever size frying pan you want to use. Depends on how big you want to make your pancakes. Put some olive oil in there, just enough to coat the bottom, you know. Heat it up. Get it up to a nice heat. You don't want it too hot because olive oil burns. You don't want to do that. You don't want to burn it. You want to get it hot enough to cook, and that's it. So bring it up to heat. Take a scoop. You know, one of those little plastic scoops that we all have in that junk drawer that's in the kitchen. Whatever size you want. Doesn't have to be a cup or a half a cup or whatever size you want. Take that scoop. Dip it into the batter, all right, which is now very loose. It's like water almost, okay? And once the oil is heated up, just go ahead and pour that in there to make your first pancake. It'll start to set and sear right away. As soon as you pour it in there, take a handful of raisins and sprinkle them on top of that wet side, on the top side of the pancake, and let it sit there for a little bit until the bottom gets cooked. How do you know when the bottom gets cooked? You'll know. Take a look at it. It starts to get crispy around the edges, all right? The top part will have set by then, so it's not going to pour off when you go to flip it. Be very careful when you turn these. You don't want to splash in the oil. So go ahead and turn it nice and gentle. You'll see that it's kind of like a golden brownish look to it. Let the other side cook. Slide it off onto a plate. And then repeat. Make as many as you want. And then go and enjoy them. Let me know what you think. Try them out because these things are very addictive. They're very simple, like I said. And I'm afraid now that the secret's out, they're going to become, you know, one of those things that you're going to pay $15 in the local breakfast joint. Like everything else that went to hell, peasant food wise. All right? So, make your Vecchi, Buon appetito, and let me know what you think. I'd be curious to see what your tastes are like. All right, thanks a lot for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one.